You know, there are just some things I shouldn't have to say. Hello everyone, Kevin T. Rodriguez of themoviewizard.com, blah 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 blah. Here I am with a rant that is probably more important than any of the other rants that I've done before, and it regards MGM's The Alamo, or John Wayne's The Alamo, or, it's The Alamo from 1960, folks. This is an okay movie. Yeah, okay, I'll admit, it's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, it's just okay, but the thing is, this is still a movie that is a classic movie. Back in the 60s, John Wayne decided to do a little passion project of his called The Alamo. He spent most of his own money, he worked really hard on it, it got 10 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. I don't think it was much of a financial success, but he got it made and it was out there, and it became part of film history. Now that history is about to be lost. According to thedigitalbits.com, the original film source is in bad shape. It needs to be restored. It is deteriorating before people's eyes, and if we don't do something soon, the film will be lost forever. How bad a condition is the film in? Well, the condition of the film is so bad that if a restoration were mounted today, it would only look about 60% as good as it did when it originally was released. Which is not great, but it's something, as they say. 60% is better than nothing. Heck, I'll take 60% over 30% if you get right down to it. Here's the thing though, MGM, the people who own this historic piece of filmmaking, does not want to restore it. They are in a financial bind apparently, and they do not see a whole lot of reward for restoring and protecting a classic film like this. Well, classic in the relative sense, but the historic film like this. They do have money to reboot Stargate and RoboCop and spend millions of dollars on remaking movies that some of which weren't that good to begin with, but they do not want to protect the Alamo, part of their history, on the 75th anniversary of the company, ironically. This is already not a great thing you want to hear from a studio. However, there could be some good news from it. Because this is a historic movie in so many ways, there are outside sources who would be willing to fund the restoration just so that we don't lose it. And these are people who know that we almost lost Lawrence of Arabia, we almost lost Metropolis, we almost lost Wings, the very first movie to win Best Picture. These are people who know that these movies need to be protected or else we will lose them. And we don't want to lose them. We want them to be there for future movie fans to always have access to. So there's no problem, right? MGM doesn't have the money to fund the restoration themselves, but hey, someone from the outside wants to fund the restoration, so let's let them do it. Everyone's happy, right? Well, no, apparently not. See, MGM actually thinks that it would look very bad for them if they were to let someone from the outside come in and restore it when they themselves would not be willing to do so. Therefore, any plans of an outside source coming in to restore the film are gone. They will not exist. Don't even bring it up to them. What this basically means is the long and short problem of the situation is that we are going to lose a classic John Wayne film, and MGM is just going to let it happen. Let me repeat that. The Alamo, John Wayne's directorial classic that he also starred in that got 10 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, is about to be lost forever. There will be no getting it back after next year, most likely. And MGM is okay to just let it happen. They see no financial profit in saving it themselves, which really, I don't know how much the restoration would cost in comparison to, say, rebooting Stargate, which wasn't a very good movie in the first place. And they will also not let an outside source come in to save it because that would look bad. Would it look worse than them letting the movie die and be lost forever? I guess in their eyes it would. Since the story broke, people have been pressuring MGM on Facebook and Twitter because, that's the new form of protest now, not letter writing or calling, it's Twitter and Facebook. And MGM did actually respond and said something along the lines of, we are currently looking at it and we are doing what we can to preserve our movies, and that includes the Alamo. It is safe. Really? It's safe. It's not in danger of being lost. Folks, do you want to see what the Alamo looks like today, what the film negative looks like? This is what it looks like. And no, the movie was not in black and white, it was in full color. So that should give you a pretty good idea of just how bad this has deteriorated. This is stupid. There are some things we should not have to tell studios. We should not have to tell studios to release movies the way they were supposed to be seen on DVD the first time around, whether that be widescreen or 3D or black and white. We should not have to tell them that when we pay for something, we want to own it and not have them store it in the cloud to do whatever they want with it. And we should not have to tell them to protect their movies. I am a huge advocate of protecting movies of any kind, regardless of the quality. I will state right now that if Freddy Got Fingered was in danger of being lost forever, I would do what I could to convince the movie studios to protect that film. And that's a movie that is so bad that, as Roger Ebert once said, the movie is the bottom of the barrel. And not only is the bottom of the barrel, it scrapes the bottom of the barrel, and in fact is so bad, it doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence of the barrel. And I would want to see that protected just as much as I would like to see the Alamo be protected. So below in the description are links to where you can write to MGM, put the pressure on. Let's save the Alamo. Let's not let this get lost. Yeah, it's not the greatest film in the world, but we don't want to lose the opportunity to not watch it forever. After all, there are people who don't think Lawrence of Arabia is that great of a film, and those people almost lost us that film forever. In fact, I believe there are several minutes of the movie that have been lost throughout the years that we will never get back. So please, don't let this happen. Let MGM know what's going on, and gosh, MGM, why did I even have to tell you this? It's Kevin T. Rodriguez of themoviewizard.com. See you next time.